Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. Today I'm going to tell you about this lovely 2019 Infiniti QX50 Essential all-wheel drive that we have for sale. Clean Carfax vehicle, serviced and checked by our Infiniti certified techs. In fact, who better to buy a prune Infiniti from than a new Infiniti retailer like us? Our techs work on these vehicles on a daily basis, are very familiar with them. With the Essential package, this one is very nicely equipped with features. Also has a Pro Assist and Proactive package. So very nice equipment load on this QX50. We have a nice leather interior. The Lux, which is a lower trim level to the QX50 in 2019, actually had leatherette. So if you want to get leather, you have to get an Essential or higher trim level for the QX50. We have the upgraded Bose sound system. So if you enjoy music, you'll definitely appreciate the added audio quality you get from the Bose sound system. We have the premium heat pack as well, so we have heated front seats. We have a heated steering wheel. We also have memory seats as well. We have a head-up display, kind of hard to see on camera, but basically it projects the speed limit right up on the windshield, so you don't have to look down off the road to see how fast you're going. Obviously, the less you're distracted by looking away from the road, the better. We have a dual display system right here. We have the navigation on this one. We have a 360-degree round view monitor, great for low-speed maneuvering. The bottom screen is a tablet-like interface for vehicle settings and apps. We have a drive mode selector here that will make changes to steering effort. It will make changes to throttle sensitivity, traction, stability control settings. So let's take a look at the drive mode selector. So you can make changes to the engine and transmission, sport, eco, and standard. Then for steering, you can make changes to the steering as well. This one actually also has direct adaptive steering. It's a really cool system. Infiniti, they discontinued it on the QX50. I think it was maybe 2020 might have been the last year, 2021. Maybe it was 2020 was the last year. We've actually had this system since 2014. The first vehicle that we saw it on was a Q50. It's basically a steer-by-wire steering rack. So during normal operation, there's no mechanical connection to the front wheels. It's all handled by computers and electric motors. And the reason why Infiniti wanted to do this is that it can actually react to steering inputs faster than the mechanical steering rack, and you can control the feel. You can put it in sport mode, and you can you put it in dynamic, plus dynamic, or the default mode. So you can make it a faster steering ratio, slower. You can kind of make it heavier, like a sports car. Really cool stuff. And it also pairs nicely with other systems that we have here. So we have adaptive cruise control, and we have autopilot. So autopilot will make small steering corrections to help you keep you centered in your lane on the highway. So direct adaptive steering can work with that. We also have lane departure prevention, so it'll steer you back in your lane if there's a vehicle in your blind spot. And we also have a blind spot warning, and we also have a lane departure warning. So if you start veering out of your lane, it'll also steer you back in your lane. So we have some great driver's assistance features, the Pro Pilot system, adaptive cruise control. We have lane keeping assist, which will make small steering corrections to keep you centered in your lane. So what we call this is level 2 autonomy. So level 5 is a fully autonomous vehicle where you don't have to pay attention. You can read a book. We're pretty much not at that point yet. A lot of vehicles have level 2 autonomy. Level 2 autonomy means that the vehicle is operating in limited capacity, like on the highway, not complex driving situations. So it allows the vehicle to brake and accelerate in its own lane and steer in its own lane, all the way to a complete stop. But they do want you to keep your hand on the wheel and pay attention, not be distracted. So the car is doing the work for you, and you're just sitting here and supervising. It really makes a big difference driving on the highway, driving in stop-and-go traffic. Okay, then we have active trace control. Active trace control will break individual wheels to help you rotate through the corners a little bit better. You can shut that system on or off. We have active engine braking. Since this is a variable compression engine, we can vary the amount of engine braking the vehicle has. Engine braking is a natural tendency for a vehicle to slow down when you move your foot off the accelerator. So obviously that's programmable as well. All right, lots of cool stuff on this Infiniti QX50. And then here, let's go to the driver's assistance. So we have distance control assist. We have lane departure warning, lane departure prevention. We have blind spot warning, blind spot intervention. We have the steering assist. forward emergency braking, and park with easy steering on. Okay, so there's a whole whole gamut of all the driver's assistance and other features on this QX50. We have a power adjustable steering wheel that tilts and telescopes. You have steering wheel paddle shifters, so you can take control of the gear changes yourself if you want to do that. 49,423 miles at the time of making this video. 2019 is a great year for the QX50 because it was completely redesigned. New platform, new engine, pretty much new everything. It's almost pretty much a completely different vehicle than the previous generation of the QX50. It became larger, more efficient, pretty much the latest in technology that Infiniti has to offer. When the QX50 first came out, it was actually one of the most fuel efficient vehicles in its class. Still to this day, very impressive fuel economy ratings. The second row seats, they slide back and forth, recline, very comfortable. You also have rear climate control, nice big panoramic sunroof. It also opens, and we have a power sunshade that closes too. We also have a power liftgate. The previous generation QX50 actually didn't have a power liftgate at all. Some people shorter in stature have a hard time reaching up to pull the tailgate down, so a power liftgate can actually be a deal breaker for some people. Luckily, that's something you won't have to worry about on this. Beautiful lines, beautiful curvaceous body, clamshell design hood that follows the whole body lines all to the rear of the vehicle. Beautiful front end styling, very reminiscent of our very stylish Q50 and Q60 coupe and sedan. And then let's talk about this VC turbo engine, or also known as variable compression. Infiniti was working 20 years on this engine technology. Finally, they found it to be of good reliability and robust construction to put into a production automobile, and the QX50 was the first one. We also can see VC turbos starting to pop up in the Nissan products. They offered it in the Altima. They're offering it in the new Rogue. So basically, what's special about a VC turbo engine or variable compression engine is it can mechanically change the compression ratio on the fly. It can make small changes to the engine displacement, but it can make big changes to the characteristics of the engine. For instance, if you're just kind of putting along, you don't need full power, you're just kind of cruising on some back roads, cruising along at the highway, well, the car can tell, and it'll calibrate the engine to be a 14:1 compression ratio, which will calibrate the engine to make maximum fuel efficiency. But maybe you have that drive mode selector in sport mode, you're dipping into that throttle, you're doing some aggressive driving. Well, the car can tell, and it'll very quickly change the compression ratio to an 8:1 compression ratio, which will give you maximum output, 268 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. In fact, it actually makes more torque than the 3.7 liter V6 it replaces. Even though this engine is a lot smaller than the V6 it replaces, it makes more power, and it's much more fuel efficient. So there you have it, one awesome, very well optioned out 2019 QX50 Essential Pro Assist Proactive package. Some real cool goodies, the Pro Assist driver's assistance features, and that amazing direct adaptive steering system, which unfortunately has departed from the Infiniti product line. I think it was just too expensive of a system to implement in the vehicles, and the upside of sales versus how much it costs to produce and put in vehicles, I think Infiniti just decided to discontinue it, which is too bad because I've been in Infiniti for 20 years, so I saw the beginning of the DAS, or direct adaptive steering system. I had high hopes for it, but unfortunately it hasn't achieved the full autonomous goals as we hope to, but maybe we have some more surprises in store for us. But you can still enjoy this amazing system on this QX50, and in a lot of ways, since this one has a direct adaptive steering, it actually makes it a little bit more special and unique versus newer QX50s, which doesn't have that system at all. Thanks for watching, hope to see you soon, and have a wonderful day.